So Obama wants to kick some ass for the oil spill. We all know that he failed us. We all know that it's his disaster. We know he owns it, which is why he is on the road selling health care again. Everything that was done with the Gulf oil spill by the Obama administration has been wrong. Initially, Team Obama wanted to keep this problem away from the president. It took Obama 12 days to show up in the region. Democrats criticized Bush for waiting 4 days after Katrina to go to New Orleans, right? Let's talk about the strategy of barrier berms. These temporary sand islands block the flow of oil into fragile wetlands and marshes. But berm construction requires approval from the Corps of Engineers and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Louisiana officials asked permission to build these berms on May 11th. They did not hear back because the feds were conducting environmental reviews while the oil was washing ashore, killing the sea life. The dispersants were not used properly. The federal government was even slower in the question of dispersants. Those are chemicals used to break up the oil and hasten its evaporation from the surface of the water. Again, they failed on that. Yes, the Gulf spill is Obama's Katrina. There's no question about it. And the president's dangerous inexperience is coming home to roost. There's a very well-written article on this subject by Byron York, and I would like to summarize some of the failures of Obama. Washington Examiner, Byron York, spill reveals Obama's lack of experience, and we mean lack of executive experience. I want to read you the first paragraph. In mid-February 2008, fresh from winning a bunch of Super Tuesday primaries, Barack Obama granted an interview to 60 Minutes correspondent Steve Croft. When you sit down and look at your resume, Croft said to Obama, there's no executive experience. And in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, the only thing that you've actually run was the Harvard Law Review. Well, I've run my Senate office and I've run this campaign, Obama said. 7 months after receiving the Democrat presidential nomination, Obama talked with CNN. At the time, the news was dominated by Hurricane Gustav, which was headed towards New Orleans and threatening to become a Katrina-like disaster. CNN said, some of your Republican critics have said you don't have the experience to handle a situation like this. They, in fact, have said Governor Palin has more executive experience than you. Obama answered, Governor Palin's town of Wasilla has, I think, 50 employees. We have got 2,500 in this campaign. I think their budget is maybe $12 million a year. You know, we have a budget of about 3 times that just for the month. So I think that our ability to manage large systems and to execute, I think, has been made clear over the last couple of years, said Obama. Obama ignored Palin's experience as governor of Alaska, which was considerably bigger than the Obama campaign. But Obama's point was clear. If you're worried about my lack of executive experience, look at my campaign. Running a first-rate campaign, you see, he thought that running a campaign was like running a country. What can you say that has not been said so far? Fact of the matter is, Obama is not up to the job. And if he had any honor, he would retire. He would quit and he would let more competent people take over this job. That's what he would do for the sake of America. But you know that that is never going to happen. And by the way, if you look at how the government has mishandled this disaster, I want to ask you something. How do you think they would handle a dirty bomb in New York City? Do you think they would do a better job on that? Do you think that this government is able to protect you from Al-Qaeda or one of the other terrorist groups if they wanted to set off a bomb in Times Square? Do you think they would know how to deal with that disaster any more than they know how to deal with the disaster in the Gulf?